I'm Laura.
Hi, I'm Liz, and we are
Two Grateful Stitchers.
Thanks for joining us for our 16th Flosstube, Sweet 16. We look forward to doing these videos. We are doing them a little less, so we're probably doing them every other month, so we'll probably skip December.
Yep.
We'll be back in the new year. Let's see, what have we been up to? We recently, a couple days ago, went to Country Sampler. Annie Beez was having her birthday party there with her girls, and they invited us. It was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
What a cool place. I mean, we've been there before, so it's really hard to not
have fun. I know.
yeah, you can't go there and not have fun. Yeah, and then some folks from Annie's stitch group that she's in joined us, and we met a lot of new people, and it was just
It was a beautiful, wonderful day.
All of my haul is from that trip.
Yes.
So it was a lot of fun. And I think I learned a few things too. We'll talk about kind of as we go through our video today. We usually talk about floss tubes, and I feel like I hadn't been watching much floss tube at all because I've been stitching a lot but listening to audiobooks when I stitch. I listened to a really, really good audiobook called Demon Copperhead, if you're interested in audiobooks. But I went back through like my YouTube history to see what all I had watched since we recorded last, and I've watched Annie B's videos, So-and-so's videos, Kathy Lounsbury, The Real Housewives of Cross Stitch with Pursel and Chelsea, and Lora B. I've been watching her videos. She's doing a sew-along for a Lori Holt quilt.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
not doing it, but I'm watching it, just learning.
Yeah, because you just started getting back into quilting.
Yeah, yep. And then Kindred Stitcher too. So those are the ones I've been watching, and they're just fun to watch. You know.
Yep.
So let's see. We can start with fully finished objects if you want.
Yeah, I just have one, and I believe I showed this to you on the last video because it was a almost finished, right? A whip work in progress.
You showed
almost finished.
Yep, you did.
So,
it's so
here
cute.
it is, and I didn't bring the pattern with me today because I showed it last time.
You did, yeah.
But this is by Misty Pursel, and it's called A Turkey's Thanks. And actually, that was on my, what do we call it when you say a goal or?
Your plans.
My
Yep,
plans.
it was.
So that was on my plans last video.
Good
was
job.
to have it finished by this video. Which,
it's so cute.
Because Thanksgiving's in a few days.
Perfect.
So I did use all the called for colors and floss. I did the ruching myself on the pillow by following one of Anna's YouTube videos.
Twisted Stitcher.
Yep. That's the fabric that I used on the back. And the fabric is a 36 count linen that I hand dyed myself.
I love it.
So
it's beautiful.
It turned out perfect. I really, really like it.
It's awesome for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's my fully finished.
Awesome. I have one fully finished object. This was the pattern from Etsy. It's called It's the Meds, and it's by Sassy Fox from Etsy, and I had stitched this for my daughter. She had crocheted the Queen of England for me for my birthday, so I wanted her to pick out a cross stitch that she wanted. And so this is what I did for her. I finished it using a video from Fat Quarter Shop on how to finish something in a hoop. She's going to hang it on her wall, so it's nothing fancy.
But you did a really good job. It's beautiful, and she's going to love it.
Yeah, and she likes purple, so... she did love it, actually. I gave it to her already.
She had to give it back for the video.
She let me keep it so I could show it on the video, but yeah, she loves it. She said her friends will be like, oh yeah, that's totally you, which she's very sarcastic, so absolutely that's her. Okay, I have one finish. Do you have any finishes? You said no, right?
Nope,
Okay.
I just have whips today.
I just have one finish, so it's not fully finished. So this is, I think it'll stay kind of on there if we hold it at an angle.
I hope you guys can see this okay.
This pattern.
Right here.
Oh yeah.
There you go. That's okay.
That's the pattern. It's Heart and Hand, the Cuckoo Bird sampler. This is the one that Brenda and Laura showed. And I used that color, and I think it's blue
daisy.
corn.
It got stuck on my hand.
Oh.
Blue corn.
Yep. And then the fabric, I saved the little tag so I could tell you. It is Cappuccino by Fiber on a Whim, and it's 20 count Ada. So
That's
I have some
turned
of
out
it.
very nice.
There's quite a bit of it left in there that I'll be able to do something else on that too, because I just love the fabric.
Are you going to turn that into a pillow?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably try to do some blue ruching like you have on yours.
That's really
blue.
pretty.
So yeah, I don't think I need this anymore.
Okay.
So I'll just put that over there. Okay. And then we have whips.
Yes, we do have some
wanna
whips. I'll show my first whip. This is called Quaker Snowflakes, and it's by Hello from Liz Matthews. I'm drawn to the Quakers. Was she the Quaker Pumpkins
she
too?
was,
That
yeah.
I was right. I didn't get them finished. That was on my plans. Wanted to have them finished for the autumn. Didn't get done, but life happens, and that's okay because I'm working on other things too.
Yeah.
So that's the pattern. And the here is what I have started. Maybe I should hold the board up just in case so you can see on the background. It is a 40 count linen that I picked up at Lynn's in Madison.
And it was blue or you dyed
it? was that color already.
Oh, I love it.
And I don't even know what the color is. It was like a scrap. Do you know how when we go to Lynn's, they have an area where there's like scrap hunks of linen leftovers.
From when they cut other pieces.
Yeah, from where they cut larger pieces, and then they're at a discounted price. So I don't even have the name of it. It just was in the bin that said 40 count, and I picked it up, and I really liked how it would look with all those white snowflakes.
Yeah.
It is a little difficult, obviously, you can see, because it's very, very tiny on that 40 count.
Yeah.
So I'm only working on it a little bit at a time. Yep, I'm stitching one thread, and I'm just using DMC.
Oh. 38.65.
38.65, and that's it.
Oh wow!
And it's just one thread.
Oh, all the snowflakes. That's gonna be beautiful.
So I think that'll be really nice when it's all finished.
Yeah.
So I have that one, and then I just started on this one. I picked this up last year when we were at the Country Sampler, and I bought the whole kit.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to have to pick out all the floss and the fabric and all the whole 9 yards. And it is on the called for fabric that the pattern calls for, which is 36 count hog bristle.
Oh yeah.
And of course, because I am using all the I bought it as a kit. It's obviously all the called for colors of the floss.
Yeah.
So there is some Gentle Arts, Classic Colorworks, Weeks, and some DMC.
Yeah.
So I'm not very far on it. It's a very, very big picture when it's finished. So I think this will take me a while.
Yeah.
But that's
We met Paulette last year at the Amana retreat in May, and she said she just draws them. She doesn't stitch them. So
no, when I told her what we were working on, she says, "Oh, bless your soul." She said, "I draw them. I don't want to stitch them. They're way too big."
We're like, hey.
Thank you for designing them for us, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excuse me. And then my last one, we'll probably do that one again because then it'll lay better.
Good idea.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
And this one I've been working on for several years. I'm going to say it's been like 3 years because I got all the little patterns way before COVID. And these are the Little Sheep Virtues. There's 12 of them. I'm just going to fan them out because it's too hard to hold up each one individually. I should probably put my glasses on. I've been having them on the top of my head.
Is it a 36 count one?
This one I'm doing on 32 count.
Oh, 32
Yep.
count. Okay.
And it says right here that it's a 32 count. But again, I have no idea what the color is. I think it's just like a natural linen.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the shop I bought this at, all it said right on there, and you can see that, is 32 count. There is no name of the linen at all. But I like how it's turning out.
Oh, I love this. I've only seen this online where people did the whole thing with the middle. I've never seen it in person. So, it's beautiful.
And of course, when you see them, they're sometimes done with little pillows.
Lots of times I've seen them like that, yeah.
And I just decided to do this all as one. So I did use all of the called for colors of floss except in the sheep. And of course this border that's going completely around it.
Oh.
The border I used is called Green Tea Leaf.
Oh.
And then the sheep, I was at Lynn's in Madison again, our local LNS.
Kinda.
It's not very local, it's a way away, but
yeah.
I just grabbed a whole bunch of different colors of white.
Oh.
Different shades of white and a couple
and
different
you're
shades
doing them all
of
different?
gray. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So none of the sheep in the patterns are the exact colors that are in here.
What is the border again?
Green tea leaf.
Is it a classic colorworks or what?
I think it's Gentle Arts.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. The variegation's really obvious. I like it a lot.
So
Beautiful. This is gonna look so nice. You're gonna frame it.
I will frame it.
Yeah.
I still don't know what I'm going to do in the middle. I have the wording in there. It's be you to others kind and true as you would have others be to you. But I don't know what I'm going to put in, you know, like the house or the sheep or the grass.
Oh, you get different options? What people just pull from the other
I'm just
patterns?
making them. I'm just kind of winging it. There's no pattern that goes with it.
Oh, I thought people were picking a certain pattern and putting it in the middle.
think-
Another Little House Needleworks
I don't know
pattern.
if it's another Little House Needleworks pattern or a pattern by a different person. I've seen them done, and I've seen different kinds done, but I'm just kind of, I'm just winging it.
I bet if you put in the hashtag for these Little House Needlework virtues in Instagram, you'd get
Probably
tons
fun.
of ideas.
I'll have to try that.
See if you can hold it real close to the camera so they can see the white and gray on the sheep, because that is phenomenal.
All the different.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it there for you. All the different sheep.
That is so cool. You're so creative.
And there's some black sheep.
I would
and
never
there's
have thought to
some
do that. I love
different
that.
grays, and I even bought some fuzzy floss.
Oh, that whisper stuff.
Yeah,
I've tried
but
to
then I
work
was
with
like,
that.
yeah, I didn't want to do this whole thing with fuzzy floss.
Yeah.
It gets snagged, and you.
And you have to use little. I had some Santa thing I did with it a while back, and I thought it was very challenging to work with.
Yeah.
And I wasn't real thrilled with
No,
it. It
and
made
then
it difficult.
Right,
so.
and if you're not having fun doing it, then you put it away
exactly.
and you never do it. Right?
Exactly.
So that's it for me right now.
Well, that's awesome.
And it's enough because
Yeah.
Christmas is right around the corner,
Right.
and we'll be spending all of our time now getting ready for that.
Yep, Thanksgiving and Christmas, you betcha. Okay, I'm doing Mighty Acorn. This is in the Blackbird Design Winds of Autumn book, and I'm doing this Mighty Acorn pattern. And this is my Leanne's Legacy from Lost in Floss, Barb's friend. Actually, it's this way. And I'm not very far, obviously, but it was a fall piece, so I wanted to pull it back out and start working on it.
Do you like to stitch in the season?
I do, yeah. I'm getting way better about it this year than I have been, but because now I'll put this away and pull out my Christmas stuff and start working on that. So I've been stitching a lot more, so I might try to do the seasonal stuff even earlier. Like I feel like I should have pulled this out in August.
Sure.
So I'll probably be better about that next year, but that's my first whip for this video. Just throw it all in the foil.
Well, those
And
are pretty
then
colors.
in the same theme, I don't even have these organized because I just had them all in a bag. So these are the floss.
Those are really pretty.
Hold them all up for me.
Yeah. And they're all DMCs.
So they're all
and really,
DMCs,
really
yep.
pretty.
And this was a free pattern. It is a free pattern. I believe it's still available. Here's another one. So this is the picture, and this is called Thankful, and it's by Sherry from Colorado Cross Stitcher. And I pulled this back out, I think last fall. I think I had just started it. So I'm getting there on the turkey.
I love it. I love the colors.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I'm starting to associate stitches with the audiobook that I'm listening to when I do it. So right now I'm listening to the echo of books, and when I see this, it's the first thing I think of is the echo of books. So.
That's turning out really nice.
I like it. And then, I'll put this with that. I'm trying to do Tomato Tuesday. I'm not sticking to it as well as I had hoped, but I'm working on it. So I probably want this.
You want the board again? There you go. Okay.
This can go in here. So this was a kit in the my Brain Homespun group on Facebook where you can buy, she does special exclusive patterns with different designers. When I first joined it, this was the Tomahto with hands-on design. And it came with the whole finishing kit, and I just started stitching it, so I have I think Tomato written down.
That's okay. It's very pretty.
And then you do like a, stuffed tomato and the rest of the stitching. So.
And the fabric
these
came
are
with it? This was an entire kit?
Yep, yeah. No, the fabric that came, did it come with it? I don't remember if I asked it for, I think I did ask for a substitution because it's not, it's Ren 16 count.
Oh, it's really pretty. This is red.
I wrote it down so I've got my little book
It's
out.
an Ada.
Yep, it's Picture This plus Ren 16 count.
That's really pretty.
And I don't remember if I had to ask for a substitution or if I did it myself. I don't remember, but that is what the fabric
Yeah, because
is,
this
so.
fabric is a little darker than what's in that
Yes,
picture.
yeah.
And I like this. Very
yeah,
pretty.
Yeah. And I bought a couple more tomato patterns. So I'll always have plenty of stuff to do for Tomato Tuesday. So, and that's it for my whips too.
And you have haul, right?
I do have haul. Yeah.
I don't have any haul. I was so good. So we went to the country sampler, like Liz said a little earlier in the video, and all I bought was floss.
Yeah,
I did good.
You did.
I was like,
You
yeah,
did.
I don't need any more patterns. I have so many patterns that I will never even get to them in my entire lifetime. So
not that I don't.
I just needed some floss because I run out as I work on my projects. So I needed to pick some up.
So I saw this pattern and I really, really like birds. Oh, I should have taken it out of the
plastic.
Out of the plastic. Sorry for the crinkling. I'll get it out of there for you.
It's just easier than seeing the shiny part of the.
So this is it's a Brenda Gervais, right? Okay. I took everything out except my haul. I didn't think to do that. So this fabric is called Cookie Dough by is that Needle Bling Designs, I think, and it's an 18 count Ada.
Yep,
Cookie dough.
Yep,
which is hilarious,
Needle Bling
'cause I like
Designs.
cookies. But
She
the
makes
color
beautiful cookies.
is phenomenal. And then these are the floss. I can loose fall down there.
Yeah, those are really pretty. Really pretty.
So this will be on my goal for probably, who knows? I looked at my goals for 2023 and I think I finished 2 of them. So I'm like, well, I guess they're all going to go back on that list because
That's
I'd
very
like
pretty.
to finish them.
That's very pretty.
I really love the birds. So I have a spot downstairs for where I want to put all the birds. So, and then I got
Another tomato.
Another tomato.
She's addicted to tomatoes.
Bella was helping me, Annie's daughter Isabel was helping me look for tomato patterns. And she found this one and she was like, do you have this one? And I'm like, I don't think so. And she's like, oh, do you not want to get it in case you have it? I'm like, nope, I'll still get it. She's like, okay. Because I'm pretty sure I don't have it, so.
That's very pretty.
Oh yeah, isn't that cute? And I have tons of buttons.
And who is the designer on this one?
With a needle and thread.
That is with a needle and thread.
Yeah.
I like all the little buttons on it too.
patterns, Yeah. I have a whole bunch of those antique Belle, the blue jars with the lead lids.
Yes.
I think I had more and I gave a few of them to my daughter and they were all full
Filled
of
with
buttons.
buttons.
'Cause I used to collect buttons and I used to have, I don't know if you remember in my old house in Appleton, I used to have a whole ridge full of buttons.
Yes.
And so those are all on like a hutch in my office now,
Okay.
but I couldn't fit them all up there, so I gave a bunch to my daughter because when she was little or younger, she was probably like 8 or 9. Her favorite thing to do would be for me to give her an old cookie sheet, and then she'd pour one of the buttons out on the cookie sheet and just look at them. She just loved them. They
kept her busy.
because they're just kept her busy, and she's so meticulous, and she just loves sorting them and looking at them, and they looked like treasure to her. So yeah, that's kind of a fun memory with her.
Like like the Tupperware cabinet being the favorite toys for little kids when they come over. And
exactly.
even though parents go and buy all these fancy toys, same thing.
Yep. The
Pull out
box
the
they
buttons.
play in.
Yep.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she loves them. So she has them in her office sewing area now.
That's pretty.
So then I bought this pattern, and it actually I bought the kit.
This is a quilting pattern.
It's a quilting pattern.
This is
I got
a
it
quilt.
at Country Sampler because they do cross stitch and quilting. This is called Merry Mornings, and I'll insert a picture from the Country Sampler because they did it in these fabrics, which I don't want to take the whole thing apart, but you can see they're very different than those. Like there's no black in it. It's a very muted kind of a green and just a
Beige,
little bit
taupe.
of red, but mostly taupe and green.
Yeah.
And I was really drawn to it, and it says it's for a confident beginner. And there was another pattern there that was called, I think, Calypso, and I was just like, oh, it was so beautiful. And the lady who wrote the pattern worked there, and I was talking to her about it, and I said, do you think it's for a confident beginner? And she was like, And I'm like, okay, then I better wait because I'm just barely a confident beginner.
You need to see the picture of the finished one that they had on the
and
wall
I'll
at their
insert
shop.
it, if I can't figure out how to insert it right here, I'll insert it at the end of the video.
Because on here, these trees really pop a lot. You can see them. And on the quilt that was hanging there, the trees are actually done in the beiges. So they look like they're in the background.
It's more
you can
muted.
see them. Yeah, it's very soft.
Yeah.
It was stunning. It's
the
a
picture on the
beautiful
pattern
quilt.
doesn't do it justice. And I find that with Country Sampler that they're really good at converting, whether it's cross stitch or quilting. So yeah, that was my big purchase, was this quilt kit. So
That happens a lot in cross stitch patterns too. You buy a pattern because you like the picture that you see, you know, like in here, and like, oh, I really like that picture. And then you go to pick out the threads and the floss, and you're like, it doesn't look like the picture, right?
You change it up a little.
So I've been learning how to just, if I picked it because I like the picture, I go and I find the fabric and the floss at the shop to look like the picture, rather than pick out the called for stuff.
Yeah, like you did with the sheep.
Yeah, because sometimes camera lighting,
I think taking pictures of it is hard.
Yeah, it changes.
Chelsea talks about that, Annie's daughter. I think she takes the pictures for Annie. And I've heard her say that on some of her videos, that taking the pictures of the projects can be difficult because of that. I mean, we all know that with photos and lighting. And yeah, so yeah, very cool. So that's all my haul, which is plenty.
That is fine.
So, you know, with the holidays coming up, my sewing room goes back to being a guest room. So I kind of have to pack all of my stuff back up, which was kind of a chore. I spent most of yesterday putting it all away and trying to organize it. So when I pull it back out after Christmas, I'll, you know, but we'll have guests for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I don't want any of it in their way. Or,
right.
You know, so I pack it all away. And my sewing machines, everything gets packed away. Because I've sort of spilled out into the great room. I'm using the whole.
Now that she's,
I have to put it all back. So that's put away for now. So I'm going to be stitching probably even more because that's up here and it's not. You know, I'm still using my card. I can roll it in my office when they're here and put it away. And my office door gets closed. The kids know they can't go in there. So that's fine. But we can talk about what we're into.
Oh, yeah. Right now I'm into Pinecones. Well, I've been into Pinecones for a long time.
Your whole life.
There's a friend out there. I'm sure when she watches this video, she'll know who she is. Because I walk with her every day. And whenever I see Pinecones, I pick them up. I can't help myself. I think Pinecones are beautiful. All different shapes and sizes. And my husband thinks I'm crazy because I literally have, I think, 2 garbage bags, giant hefty garbage bags at home full of pine cones.
Really?
I do. But I made a pine cone wreath several years ago, and that hangs on my wall in my living room year round. It's gigantic. It's huge,
nice.
and it's just all pine cones. And then he had gone hunting. My husband had gone bird hunting. And I believe I have some pheasant feathers and turkey feathers that I've tucked into it. And that's just who I am. I like to decorate with nature, things from nature. So right now, the rest of this weekend, I'm probably going to spend all of my time making pine cone ornaments for my Christmas tree.
Oh, how do you do that?
I'm going to find out.
Oh, you're going to invent it as you go?
I'm probably going to use ribbon. I'll use a little bit of white paint for some of the tips on some of the pine cones. I want to use some gold paint on some of the tips. Maybe a little bit of Epsom salt to make some sparkle.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm going to play with it as I go. All of my Christmas tree ornaments are handmade by me. Oh. And so I have probably about 25 different lace snowflakes that I've crocheted with thread.
Nice.
And then of course I have some beading. I've done the Mill Hill beads. I try to do one Santa or one snowman every single year. I've got a Santa started, but I didn't bring it along.
You've shown those, I think.
Yeah. And then I have some wool ornaments that I've done. So I just try to keep everything either handmade or from nature. So it's Pinecone days today.
I love that. My grandson is I think he's 19 and a half now. But when he was real little, I think he was 6, I took him to a nature center for, it was called Mayhem in the Mud. And the kids got to just stick their hands in mud. And it was this whole big thing about painting with mud and collecting mud. And he didn't want to do any of it.
Really?
He was just like, I don't. When we were leaving, he said, Nana, I only like nature a little bit. I was like, I can relate to that.
I'm the opposite.
Kind of remind, yeah, I know you are. So let's see. I'm into, there's a new stitch group in West Bend, Wisconsin. So if you're in the area, go on the Wisconsin Cross Stitchers group, which is like a group on Facebook. I don't run it or anything. But on that group, a woman started this stitchy group, and we started meeting yesterday. And one of the ladies at the group had a binder with all of the house patterns from Pinker and Pumpkin. And she said there's a sale for 2024 where people are doing like a house a month or a house every other month. I think the sale is to get 6 houses done. All of her patterns are free on her blog, and she's very, very generous. And they're really nice patterns. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm going to go try to figure that all out.
Are you going to put a link in the...
I'll put a link to her blog, but I couldn't find the stuff that the lady at the group had printed.
Okay.
So I might have to reach out to her on Facebook and ask her how she got it.
Do some digging.
Because I looked on Instagram and YouTube and her blog, and I was like, why can't I find this? So
It's in there somewhere.
yeah, it's in there somewhere. And as soon as I find it, I'll let you know. But so another thing that I'm into is a couple of apps. So I had told you guys that I want to make a Christmas tree of my grandkids' names. And the longest name is 9 letters and the shortest name is 3 letters. So I want it to just be their names in the really pretty font from the pattern I found from, I have it here. I'll show you.
Are you using a variegated floss then too?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to use a green variegated floss.
Okay.
It would just be all of the green. And I think I've mentioned in a prior video which one it would be. So I'd have to look because I don't remember. But so it's Primrose Cottage Christmas Alphabet. And Kimberly Jolly had done this same idea. It's where it was not an original idea, not from me. She did this. So she...
Oh, there's the picture.
Nope,
That's a different
pattern.
picture.
Yep.
Oh, different pattern. Okay.
So she found this pattern, which is off of Etsy, and it's called Evergreen Patchwork Season. So I bought this, and she used the yellow star, and then she used these letters to create the names of, I think, her kids.
Okay.
She has grandkids. And I think she only had a few. I don't think she had 7. I have 7 grandchildren. So when I went to, I had a piece of just regular old graph paper, which, this is a lot of math. I was like, I can't do this. And I asked my daughter, well, Laura's really good at math, and I asked her how I could, and she's like, yeah, you could totally do that. I'm like, you could totally do that. I can't. I'm not as good at math. And I asked my daughter, who's also really good with technology and math and stuff, and she said there is absolutely an app out there that can do that.
And there is.
So I asked Annie when we were at her birthday thing at, we were all just kind of hanging around stitching together, and she said there's an app called Stitchly on, it's in the Apple Store, so I don't know anything about Android, but I downloaded the app and I started figuring out how to do it on there and just playing around with it. And I had a question and I Googled Stitchly frequently asked questions, and it literally took me right to their website, and the answer was just play around with it. I was like, okay, I'm not a millennial. I'll do my best. So I took it yesterday to the Stitch group, and I showed the ladies where I was at, and I was like, just be honest. Tell me if this looks dumb, and I'll figure something else out. And they said, no, keep going. It looks good. So I'll keep going with that, but that app is phenomenal. I could see it for other things. We went to a retreat a couple years ago, and it was Teresa Kogut, and we were all going to do a small with something from Teresa Kogut.
Yes.
So she had, her great big land that I love. I took, and I showed this to you guys years ago, or a couple of years ago. It was like a big boat, and then I took her alphabet, and I did do it on graph paper because it was just a few letters. Right. So it was I think I wrote Amana, and then an apostrophe and 23 because it was in Amana, Iowa, and or maybe I wrote. Yeah, I think I wrote Amana. I'll have to find the picture of it. But I remember I couldn't graph 2023 because there was no 0. And I couldn't do a 0 because I can't. There's no 0. I can't do it. And so I did use graph paper for that. But there's lots of things like that come up where I'm no designer. I'm not artistic. I always say I'm creative, but I'm not artistic. I don't think I could draw something and create something from nothing. But I can copy stuff, and there's sometimes when you go to personalize something, it's helpful to be able to, copy it. And in this app, you can put it behind the screen, and on my iPad, I can write with my Apple Pencil. So that's super cool, and that's really amazing. And I can't wait. Really hoping to show that to you completed in January. That's my goal, because and they were teasing me yesterday because I showed them the quilt, and I said, wait for this in 3 to 5 years. And so then when I showed them this, they were like, so this will be next Christmas? And I was like, I'm really going to try.
Yeah, we're going to push her. We're going to push her.
We'll see. So But the other app that I've been using, and I just found this on my own from Googling, was so someone had showed us how to do this at a retreat where you can take a picture of your pattern and for the purpose of using it as a working copy and then upload it. And I don't remember if she was able to mark on it, but I couldn't figure out, I didn't remember what she said and I didn't write it all down. So I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. So, and it was like 11 o'clock at night. So I Googled it and everybody was like, oh, use this Goodnotes app. And I was like, okay, what's all the hype?
It's cool.
There was lots and lots of people saying use it. So I went and downloaded it. It was like $10. And Stitchly is like $25. But this app, the Goodnotes one, you take a picture of your project and then you can blow it up, which for me is perfect because I take my glasses off now when I stitch. This is sort of my system that I figured out that works.
Right.
All the glasses I've tried, all the lights I've tried, it works best for me if I have a light next to me and I take my glasses off. Then I can see my stitching, but I was always struggling because my pattern was over here and I either had to have my pattern right here hanging on one of those clips, which adds more bulk to what I'm holding. But if I do it on my iPad, I can just blow it up and it's right next to me and the little part that I'm stitching is huge and I could just mark it with my Apple Pencil.
But you don't need an Apple Pencil because I used my finger today.
You can use your finger, yeah. You don't have to have an Apple Pencil. It's just a little more, what do you call it?
I don't know. She showed me this morning, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little more precise to use the pencil because you have the tip on the pencil. And I will tell you, if you do have an Apple Pencil, keep it charged because when I first got my iPad, I got an Apple Pencil. It was a birthday gift, and I got an iPad and an Apple Pencil. And I was going to learn Procreate, try hand lettering and all this stuff, and I never did any of that. But I use it for a lot of other things, but I hadn't used it for a while. Like I used my iPad a lot, but I hadn't used my pencil because I didn't do Procreate stuff, and I wasn't like working on any of that. Then I went to use my Apple Pencil, and it was completely dead. And I was like, oh, of course it's dead. I haven't used it in a while. I plugged it in. It would not charge. And I ended up calling Apple, and they said, oh, yeah, if you let an Apple Pencil go dead for too long, it dies.
Completely. You have to get a new one.
You can't fix it. And I had to replace it, and I was so mad at myself for letting that happen. So now I charge it every week. I just make sure that I keep it charged. So those two apps are things that I'm super into. And I was telling Laura at the Stitch group yesterday, some ladies, there was like 9 of us there, and some of the ladies there, we were all ladies, so some of the people there said they don't mark as they go when they're stitching. They just look at their pattern and they just stitch away. And I was like, well, you're because I said, how do you keep track? And they said, well, we count. And I said, you're counting a lot more than I am then, because if I don't work on something start to finish, so when I put it down and come back to it, I would have no idea where I was.
Right.
I'd have to count and count and count and count and count, which doesn't make sense to me. So I was just, those of us who mark patterns, like we weren't, I don't think anybody was marking the actual pattern. Like most of us make working copies or we do this thing in the iPad, like, but somehow we were keeping track of what we were stitching, where these other ladies were like, no, we just don't do that. We were just
great,
blown away by that. Like, I did not know that some people don't even, I don't know. I just couldn't do it. So
kudos to all of you out there that are able to do that without marking up your patterns.
I'm just blown away by that.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyways, I thought I'd mention that. That was kind of an interesting thing that happened yesterday. But let's see. I did want to make sure that I mentioned that group, and if you're interested in enjoying it, to go on the Wisconsin Cross Stitch group and search for it. It's going to be at the library in West Bend the 3rd Friday of every month. And I think they decided on 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So, and you could come anytime during that time frame if you wanted to. So I think that's everything. Oh, I do have a winner from last video.
Okay.
I had given away this Adore quilt pattern, and this was it's by Camille Raskelly for Moda Fabrics. It was for the 2023 Breast Cancer Awareness Month sew-along that they did, that I bought the kit for, that I did not sew along.
And who is our lucky winner?
Her name is Julianne Carman, Karman. So Julianne, if you would reach out to us at twogratefulstitchers@gmail.com and let us know what your address is, and we will get this in the mail to you. So congratulations. And then we do have a giveaway for this video. I don't know how to pronounce this.
A Jardin
Privé maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
Is it patchwork something?
They're owls.
We're calling it the owl pen.
She's got,
Yeah, we don't know
the
what that. Yeah.
I made this a little over a year ago and gave it. I didn't ever show it on the video here because I made it and then I framed it and I gave it away as a Christmas present to a friend.
Somebody who adores owls.
Yes, she collects owls, and it turned out. It was just beautiful, and she loves it. It's in their living room. They love it. She and her husband both love it. And I like to, if I can, give my patterns away after I'm done with them.
That's so sweet.
It's not marked up or anything like that. So this is out there for somebody who would like it.
So I think that for this giveaway, if you could let us know how you feel about nature, just use the word nature.
There you go, because there are a lot of things of nature in there. I'm the nature person, but there's some little hedgehogs,
I see a
there's
squirrel.
some owls and a squirrel, and
tree
flowers,
branch.
and
It's adorable.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wonderful. So we talked a little bit about plans. Mostly my plan is to finish the grandkid Christmas tree cross stitch, at least getting it designed. Even if I really think once I get it done, I'll be able to stitch it pretty quick. It's just making sure everything is centered because the letters aren't all the same size. And so.
And I'm on the no plan.
There you go. I mean, we have plenty to do right between Thanksgiving. I mean, I have tons of Thanksgiving baking to do. And Christmas is coming up. My Christmas shopping is usually done in October. That's always my goal. And this year it is not.
Nope.
It's not. Partly because I don't have lists. Like there's some grandkids that haven't given me their list yet. So I just can't. I don't know what to buy.
You're going to be busy.
I do everything online. I'm not going to be that busy. It's just going to come to my house and I'll have to wrap it. But yeah, shopping online is thebomb.com. I've been doing that since way before COVID even. Yeah. I went to Kohl's yesterday and I remembered why I shop online.
Yep.
I was like, oh my goodness. Oh yeah. So anyways, this was lots of fun and we appreciate you watching.
We're very thankful for each and every one of you. We hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your families and your friends.
And a very blessed Christmas, and we will see you in the new year. Thanks for watching.
Take care.